There's one recurring trait you see amongst the successful, not just in music, but in any industry. Perseverance. The people who have failed more than most have even tried are the ones who make it to the other side of the forest. And today, that's what I'm going to discuss, failure, which may seem like a major downer of a topic, but I don't see it that way. With the right attitude, failure can be one of the most positive forces. See, when you get something right, great, but it's self-reinforcing. Whatever we're doing must be working, so we might as well just keep trucking along the same path. But when we get it wrong, we're confronted with two options. A lot of us struggle with this fork in the road, myself included. The easy way out is to blame someone else, claim the system is rigged or that no one truly understands our genius. I've been guilty of this and realized it's a toxic attitude that leads absolutely nowhere. If you can set aside your ego and see these failures as a means to improving yourself and your craft, you're going to grow as a person and as a musician. The more this happens, the more you've improved your chance of reaching your goals. It's important to remember that the world is big and there is a lot of music out there. At some point, I realized that no one cares about my music. No one cares about my story. It's impossible to expect emotional investment from someone when there are 7 billion people on Earth. We need to make them care. We need to create something that stands out amongst the thousands of people who have ever dreamed of a career in music. No amount of failure entitles you to that success. Life is not ABC's Home Makeover Edition. See, someone can come to me for a hypothetical audition and tell me how hard their life has been, how all they've ever had is this beat up old cheap guitar. But I don't care. Play something for me. And maybe I'm just a grumpy, jaded old miser, but this attitude represents the gatekeepers of the music industry. I'm telling you that the A&R rep, the grant jury, the musical director auditioning you for a role in the band, the guitar department head at a university will all have this attitude in one way or another. Now, don't get me wrong, if you do have skill and have been through some tough times, people will want to help you out, because that shows resilience and work ethic, but you need to first and foremost have the product. The music industry is not a charity. Of course, there are those who have stumbled, lied, cheated, and lucked out into places of power, but focusing on the outlier is a waste of time. I see 3 major failures as defining moments in my life. The first happened back in grade 5. I was maybe 11 or so. My life revolved around hockey, especially the social aspect of playing with all my buds. Having said that, I didn't take the tryouts for that year overly seriously and didn't make the cut. I was sad, I was frustrated, I was mad at the coaches and the players who made the team over me. But my dear old dad sat me down and told me, listen, you can mope around bitter for a year and try to make the team next year, but don't expect different results. Or you can work as hard as you can playing on another team, training over the summer, and try your best at the next tryouts. Even if you get cut again, you'll know you tried your best and you won't have any regrets. So that's what I did, and when tryouts came around the following year, I was significantly better than I would have been had I made that team in the first place. My failure led to success, and learning that life lesson early on has stayed with me till today. I again came face to face with failure around 2008. I decided I was going to become a professional musician one way or another. I had put all my eggs in one basket going to music school at Humber College in Toronto. I prepared all year for an audition and didn't get into the 4-year degree program of my choice. However, I was accepted into a 1-year program that was designed as a preparatory program for those who weren't quite ready for the degree. It wasn't a guarantee that I'd get into the bachelor's program the following year, but I decided to do it anyways. I could have taken this as a sign that I didn't have what it took for a career in music and thrown in the towel. I could have done the intro program and bitterly half-assed it, banking on doing a better audition the following year. But I decided that I was going to embrace it. I was going to work harder than everyone else. I was going to dedicate that entire year into improving my craft as much as I could. I was going to walk into that audition in a year and leave the adjudicators no doubt that I was ready for the degree program. That's what I did. And looking back, being able to devote 5 years into my post-secondary training left me with many more tools than if I'd only done 4 to begin with. My most recent failure came not so long ago, about 3.5 years. I had moved back in with my parents after graduating university. I had no job, no girlfriend, no money, no one was interested in my music, I had no traction at all. But I was fully invested in launching a band with a friend of mine. I had this vision that we would build a fan base creating these insane YouTube videos that I had all these ideas for. But we were declined grants, we were declined gigs, we were struggling getting the right personnel in the band, and we we were struggling with commitment. Eventually, some straw broke the camel's back and I decided I was going to make these crazy videos myself. I made sure to eliminate the things that held me back with the band as I pursued this thing that you now know as Samurai Guitarist. The point that I'm trying to make is that I made the best out of all these negative things. I wouldn't be here talking to you today if I didn't. The success of my YouTube channel was born from the ashes of my failures. I realized I'm no celebrity, I'm no rock star, but where I am now is where I hope to be all those years ago. If you've come face to face with failure, if something has brought you down, use that as motivation. You can't change the past, but you can take control of the future. There are few who succeed in this industry. Find a way to be one of them. Thank you all for tuning in. This vlogging series has become videos about my thoughts on random stuff, and it means a lot to me that people like you are interested. A big thank you to those who support my channel through Patreon. You guys make these videos possible. Thank you all again for watching. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you again next time.